Warning: this video contains clips and excerpts of a humorous nature not normally found in math class. These are intended to fight the adolescent condition known as short attention span, found heavily in the modern teen, especially when in school. The only thing you should attempt at home is the math. The rest, you just laugh at.
Hi, welcome back to AT Math. Today, 5-7, point slope. Why more fun than a cat taking a bath?
You are not the special one. Now that you are gone, is it over for you? Over for you.
Now, we're going to learn something new today. It's called point slope formula. Point slope formula is you basically take one point, alright, and you add a slope to it, and from there you make your line. Now, what's different from the other ones? Well, if you remember slope-intercept, you had to have a slope and an intercept. And the other ones where you had to have 2 points, and then you did y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in this case, all you need is the slope in a singular line. This is the formula you'll need. You really want to write this down because you will need it again. It's y minus y1 equals m, which is slope, times x minus x1. It simply means this first y, this y1, is where the current y is. And y minus is going to be where the new one is. So let's say you're at 6 and you're going to 8. So it would be 8 minus 6. So you're showing a rise of 2. Where the x here, the x1 is where you currently are and x is where you're going to be. Let's say your x is 3 and you're going to 6. So 6 minus 3 is 3. So you show movement that way. And you're timesing by the slope to the x to equal the y. This is an important form if you have a slope but only 1 point. So the reason why the coordinates are put into a minus place is because you would find the difference between where the y is and where it's going and subtract from it. The same with the x, but I just explained that. So let's take a look. Say you have a slope of 3 and you're at point 1.1 or 1 comma 1, excuse me. So let's just plug it in. We had y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, but we're going to plug in the slope of 3 in the m column, the 1 in the x column, because it's x, and this is y. Excuse me, whoops. And that one right there. So I'm going to have y minus 1 now equals 3 times x minus 1. And the most interesting thing is this is the finished product. That's all you need to do. Now, if you're curious, if you did want to find y equals for slope-intercept for graphing purposes, you could just take 3 times both of these, and y minus 1 equals that, so I add 1 to both sides. And I'm going to get y equals 3x minus 2. And again, that's certainly fine. You converted it to a y equals mx plus b, but this here is your finished product for your answers today, just so you know. You can keep it in this form. So let's do one more. All you have to do is put it in this form here. Slope is 5, x is 2, y is 4. Bam, finished product. That's all you need. So you do a quick try. Go ahead. Just put it in this form. Go ahead. Let's see how you did. Did you have this? I hope you did. And that's all you need. Let's take a quick
Tyrone, how you going trick-or-treating? No,
commercial break. Alright, next page. Oh, now we're going to try again. So go ahead and try again. It's the same, just plug it in as this blinking hint tells you. Go ahead. Hopefully you had this. Y minus 12 equals, negative 2/3 times x minus negative 1, and 2 negatives make a positive, so I'm going to put x plus 1. Now, could you have x minus negative 1 instead of x plus 1? Well, I suppose, but since 2 negatives make a positive, why don't you just clean it up and make things easier on everybody? Now, the good news is graphing is very easy for this. Suppose you have a slope of 3 and you're at 1, 1. Well, okay, I'm at 1, 1, and I'm going to go up 3 over 1, as this shows. Pretty simple. That's all you need to do for graphing. You try slope of 2 and you start at negative 2 comma 4. I won't call someone up for the board since we're flipping the classroom. It doesn't make sense to call someone to the board, so we'll skip that part. Well, let's go ahead and do negative 2 comma 4, and that's for point, and then up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, which will form a line right through here. So you try again, please. Go ahead and give this a try. Slope equals -1/2. 0, -3. Hopefully you had this. 0, -3 is right here. -1/2, down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2 like this. Bam and bam. Just like that. And you connect that line there. Commercial time. And back. Now when you see this, write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line with a slope of -4 that contains -1, -2. Well, go ahead and start with our initial form here, our point slope. Let's stick in what we know. Stick in -1 for your x, -2 for your y. Notice that the two negatives touching will make a positive, as will these. And stick in -4 for your slope. Now if I wanted to change this into slope-intercept, well, okay. I would go ahead and distribute -4 times x and -4 times 1. And then just instead of +2, I'm going to -2. And there you go. And then you could go from there. So you can write in slope-intercept form from the original. And there you have it. You try, go ahead, write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line with the slope 7 that contains 6, -8. How'd you do? Let's see. Start by plugging in the -8, the 6, and the 7. Makes positive times 7 times 7. -8 minus 8. Voila. Y equals 7x minus 50. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, could I just have gone y equals mx plus b? And could I put 6 in the x column, -8 in the y column, and 7 in the slope column? So equals 7 times 6 plus b. And I get -8 equals 42 plus b. Minus 42 minus 42, -50 equals b. Plug that back in. Alright, well now I got to plug this whole thing in again. So now I have y equals 7x minus 50. Notice how it's the same. This is a different way of doing it. I assure you, this has its purpose. And some of you might find this faster than having to do all this work. I'll leave that to you. But do know that you have to learn this form for later math. It's just one of those gotta's. So there. How about a quick commercial again? Now, when you do have 2 points, like 1, -4 and 3, 2, so now I've got 2 points, but I don't have a slope. Well, that's no big deal. I'll go ahead and find my slope by taking these 2 points, y2 minus y1, and x2 minus x1. So, now it doesn't matter which set's 1 and set 2, by the way. It makes no difference. But I'll pick this as set 1 and pick this as set 2. So 2 minus 4 over 3 minus 1. Excuse me, 2 minus -4 over 3 minus 1. 2 minus -4 is 6. 3 minus 1 is 2 equals 3. Okay, so now I have the slope of 3. I can stick it into point slope form. Here's where it gets a little choppy. Because you can pick either point, either set. Doesn't matter. I'm going to plug it into here. So I'm going to get 2 separate answers, but they equal the same thing. Whoops, let me finish that there. So to finish this here, you can either have, let me see, you can either have this or this. And what I mean is, I could put, for this first one here, instead of -4, I'm going to make +4. And I could have, this could be a correct answer. Although these little ones would be going away. Hey, get out of here. Get. So this is a correct answer because I plugged in for the y a -4, which makes +4, and I plugged in the 1 for the first x value. This is a correct answer. And this here, this y, is going to be a 2, and this x is going to be a 3, and this is actually also the correct answer. Now you might say, wait a minute, how can I have two different answers? I mean, entirely different answers. But let's just take a look here and let's just see if they really are different answers. Well, alright. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times -1 is -3. And y plus 4, instead of plus 4, minus 4, minus 4. And it seems to me that y equals 3x. Whoop, that's a terrible x. Boy, that's just the worst x I've drawn in at least 10 minutes. Wow, let me try that again. So I have 3x. Remember, I'm right with the mouse, so it's not as easy. And -3 minus 4 makes -7. Now over here, I'm going to take 3 times x, which makes 3x, and 3 times -3, which is -9. Y minus 2 equals that. Now instead of -2, plus 2, plus 2. And y equals 3x minus 7. So you see, either of these answers were technically correct. So on your homework, I will take either. And that brings us to the end of our lesson. Thanks again. Here's a little something once again, and we'll face off. Enjoy. Bye.
The gorilla outweighs and outpunches the leopard, but that's no guarantee of a knockout. Can the shadow fighter put the gorilla on the ropes? First up, in the spotted coat, the leopard. Male leopards can grow 8 feet long and weigh 200 pounds. 2-inch canines and razor-sharp claws hold and subdue their prey, everything from beetles to baboons. The most adaptable of the big cats, they live everywhere from desert grassland to rainforest. And they demand. At 400 pounds and nearly 6 feet tall, male mountain gorillas are the world's biggest primates. They're vegetarians, but equipped with 2-inch canine teeth and arms strong enough to flip a family sedan. Dominant males are called silverbacks, the most powerful animal in the rainforest. Before our virtual beasts meet in the final face-off, let's review what they bring to the struggle. The gorilla's bite has plenty of crunch, but the leopard's is designed to be lethal. The gorilla's powerful arms can be deadly, but if the leopard gets inside, he could be impossible to shake off. And while the gorilla's senses are as sharp as ours, stealth and night vision could give the leopard an edge. These beasts are too different to predict who'll win. Only one way to find out. Activate the face-off. In our scenario, a big silverback has left his family in the trees while he seeks a place to rest for the night. Unknown to him, a leopard has hidden its cubs in a den nearby. If they think their families are in danger, both leopard and gorilla will fight to the death. The scene is set for an encounter between two of Africa's most dangerous animals. So, why does the gorilla win this face-off? He tries to avoid a fight, but the leopard won't scare. In the dim light, the leopard's night vision and stealth give him the advantage. But he can't get a chokehold on the big primate, and the gorilla has a powerful bite of his own. When the final lunge comes, the gorilla's mighty arm deals the leopard a fatal blow. Beauty is killed by the beast.